Good afternoon. I want to thank everyone for being here today. Today's an important day. Arizona is taking immediate and aggressive action against the opioid epidemic. Last year alone, this epidemic claimed the lives of more than 800 Arizonans. The time for action is now. Working with legislative leaders of both parties, we have proposed the Arizona Opioid Epidemic Act, a comprehensive and bipartisan legislative package aimed at combating the opioid epidemic and saving lives. And today, in cooperation with legislative leadership, I am calling for a special session to pass this legislation. Our plan is based on data and medical research. It represents a months-long citizen and stakeholder engagement process. A lot of work has gone into this, and the result is one of the most thorough, thoughtful, and aggressive pieces of public policy we've seen in years. We worked closely with lawmakers of both parties who brought forward meaningful ideas that are included in the final package. Because of our work together, this proposal improved. I want to stress that, and I want to say thank you. Here's what our plan does. It improves access to treatment for the uninsured and the underinsured, a $10 million investment. It expands access to naloxone for law enforcement. It holds bad actors accountable by ending pill mills and holds manufacturers who defraud the public criminally liable. Under this law, they will now face prison time. It enhances continuing medical education for all professionals that prescribe or dispense opioids. We're enacting a Good Samaritan law to allow people to call 911 for a potential opioid overdose. We're cracking down on forged prescriptions. We're tightening safeguards behind the pharmacy counter and capping first fills. And this is important. Please make sure this makes your broadcasts and your articles. We will maintain access for chronic pain sufferers and others who rely on these drugs, and compassion for those suffering with addiction. We have faced these issues before as a nation and as a state, whether it was crack cocaine or methamphetamine. This epidemic is unique because it too often starts inside a doctor's office or from behind a pharmacy window. This is preventable, and today is a big next step, but not our last step. This crisis didn't start overnight, and it won't end overnight. I want to thank House and Senate leadership, specifically Speaker of the House, J.D. Mesnard, Senate President Steve Yarborough, Leader Rebecca Rios, and Leader Katie Hobbs. I want to thank Dr. Kara Christ and the Arizona Department of Health Services, law enforcement, Debbie Moak, community stakeholders, and all involved for developing a serious plan to combat this ongoing crisis. As with any significant challenge, all of us, public servants, medical community, the addiction and public safety officials must work together with care and urgency. With that goal in mind, I'm confident that this will be a productive special session. As you can see from the coalition gathered here today, this is not about politics. This is about people. And I hope Washington, D.C. is watching, because this is how you get things done. Now, there is no doubt we will have disagreements on other issues this session. That's what democracy, the legislative process inside a representative republic is for, to debate ideas and hash things out. But when we have disagreements, they will be civil and they will be constructive. They will be focused on policy and not on personality. And I think today is further evidence that when we can do that, we can come together to find areas of agreement, especially when it comes to protecting public health and protecting public safety. So with that, I'd now like to turn it over to the leader of the Arizona Department of Health Services, Dr. Kara Krest.